So good morning everyone, and I can see that you have a pieces of paper under your chairs. Please pick it up and arrange your chairs. So please all stand up for a prayer. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. So do we have any assignments? Mr. Malatag? Yes, please collect it. So, okay, let's proceed to tackling about our last discussion. So, who among you here remember our last discussion? Yes, Ms. Teves? Yes, it is all about transcoding linear text to a non-linear text. So, Mr. Malata, can you tell me how do we transcode linear text to a non-linear text? Yes. With that, we simply get the information from the data and transcode it to a linear text. So here I have a short activity, or let's just say a pahapyaw activity that will lead us to our next discussion. So here it says that guess the word according to the given definition. So it is a graphical representation of data. What do you think it is, Mr. Guzon? Yes, very good. It is graph. Graph. And next, we have a type of charts which displays information as a series of data points connected by straight lines. Very good, class. That is line graph. So third, we have a chart which presents data with rectangular bars that differ in their sizes. Very good. It is bar graph. And fourth, we have a chart which is divided into slices or portion to illustrate proportions. What do you think it is? Very good. That is pie chart. So the last one here is, this converts language or information from one form of coded representation to another. Very good. It is transcode. So here I will show you a pie graph that represents kinds of forbearance. So here, as you can see, it is a pie graph that discusses the pet owners, and it has the proportion here. As you can see, the dogs here has 55% of ownership, the cats has 30%, the fish has 6%, the rabbits has 5%, and the rodents have 4%. So, I have a question here. What is in the pie chart? Simply, right? The pie chart itself, it shows the kinds of forbearance, and this is called the cat ownership, and these are the proportion, the cats, dog, fish, rabbits, and rodents, and this is the pie itself, and it is divided according to its proportion. So the next question is, the pie was all about the pets of ownership. So, as we describe the pie chart, it is all about kind of forbearance and the pet ownership. And this proportion, and this is the pie itself. So here, I will ask you, what will be our lesson for today? An idea? Yes, Miss Eliado? Very good. It is way too close to our discussion for today, and it is another hands, Miss Taves. Yes, very good. Our lesson for today will be transcoding nonlinear text information to a linear text. So here, we have two types types, or rather we have types of nonlinear text. And these are graphs and charts. Can you read it, Mr. Walatag? Yes, very good. It is a visuals that shows relationship between two or more sets of measurements. The most common types are bar graph, while the pie chart is the most common type of charts. So this is the bar graph. It has the data of numbers and columns. So this is the pie chart, which is normally a circle and divided into portions. So what is a bar graph? A bar graph consists of columns and bars arranged horizontally or vertically. Normally they are used to show comparison between variables. They are also used to show the frequency of events in different intervals. So as we can see here, this is the bar graph. It simply has the numbers, the columns, the rows, and here is an example of a bar graph. So the example shows the visitor to a park. Here is the numbers in thousands, so it starts from 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, and 70. And these are millions. And here the rows are showing that the data from 1997 has 20 million visitors. And from 1996, it increases to 40 million of people visited the park. And 1997, what is its highest peaks of visitors where it reaches 60 million. And from 1998, it decreases to 50 million of people that visited a park. And in 1999, 35 million of people have visited to this park. So, and this is the presentation of data using the bar graph. So let's proceed to the pie chart. So pie chart are visual representation of information for parts or segments as a proportion, percentage of fraction, or as a whole. One can clearly see that the visual itself shows who or which segment has the bigger piece of pie. So we have an example here. So the example shows the favorite subject, right? And the pie shows that the English has the highest, like the biggest portion of the pie. It has the biggest portion here. So the first is math, the next is French, the third is English, and fourth is science. So, right, we can simply see that the pie itself shows information of these. We can simply transpose this into writing in a sentence form. Okay, so this is a presentation of pie chart with information. So, how do we really transcode nonlinear text to a linear text? Very good. We simply look at the details of the graphic organizer, chart, or diagram. As what we have done here, we simply look at the detail and we like to remember how the detail goes, right? So the next is we get only the important summary of information. So with this one, with the example of this one, the important information here was this, the favorite subject, math, science, English, French, and we have differed its difference according to the proportion. Okay, so next is, okay, so now I want you to write the diagram write what was the diagram about, interpretation based on the given information. Okay, so do we get the lesson? Do we get the discussion? Do we get how to transcode information? Really? Do you really get it? Do I need to repeat from the start? So, okay, we just have to remember that transcoding nonlinear text to a linear text, we simply do the three simple things. We look at the detail, we get only the important summary of information, and we write what is the diagram about. We only write the way we get the diagram all about. Okay, so here, as you have said, you get the lesson for today, right? You are saying here that you get me. Right, Miss Davis? You really get me, Miss Davis? Okay, thank you. So now, let's proceed to our first activity. Okay, so here, it says the direction. The activity will be filming. The game will be called filming. So okay, the direction will be with the displayed pie charts in the board with a given title. Fill in the chart with your own use of percentage or proportion according to the title given. Okay, so with that, you will get a a half piece of paper. Mr. Malatag, I can hear you. Okay, so you will get information, and here I have very good, Miss Trisha. So our first pie chart shows your time in a day, and Miss Trisha passed here. So she says here that her time in a day was spent from cleaning, eating, learning, and resting. So from here, Miss Trisha shows us that cleaning has her highest percentage. The next is eating, the next is learning, and the next is resting. Okay, very good. And we have Miss the most Miss Camille here shows us that the most used application. So here she shows that TikTok was her most used application. The next was Facebook, Google, Messenger, and games. So let's give her a round of applause for that. And the next is, the third chart is all about the daily allowance. So Miss Marie shows that her bus fare take her half of allowance. The next is food, and the next is savings. Okay, so very good. I can see that you have clearly understand how to transcode the linear text, or the non-linear text to a linear text rather. For our next activity, I have here prepared 40 pieces crumpled paper. So as you can see here, it says that a ball of piece of paper will be given to the class. So this is the ball. And the ball is made with 40 crumpled pieces of papers. So these are 40 pieces of printed papers of either bar graph, pie charts, or simply a blank of paper that presents a bonus, okay? And when you receive it, you will have to peel. You will have to peel it like this, and you can see that it is a pie chart, and you will be transcoding the bonus, okay? So now I want you to, let's start the game. So this is the tryout, okay? So I'll be throwing this to Mr. Malatag to see if he can catch it and the game will flow. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so very good. I will have it back, okay? Okay, so thank you. This will be our final, okay? Okay, so Miss Trisha threw this to me and she transcoded this. So I will discuss it after, okay? So it says here that the pie chart is all about allowance, her daily allowance. So it shows here that her allowance was only proportioned to 3. So first is the bus fare, which takes half of her allowance. The next is food, and the next is savings. Okay, the next, Miss Eliado threw me this. She discussed this already, and I will be showing it to the class. She had filled the title says most used application. So from here you can see that TikTok was her first mobile application used. Second is Facebook. Third is Messenger. Fourth is Google. And fifth is games. So we can clearly see that the pie itself show us the proportion of the pie. And next, we have here a pie chart that discusses about the time in a day. And this is from Mr. Guzon. He discussed this already, but I will be showing this to the class. So here, it says cleaning was his, wow, Mr. Guzon must be a really clean person. He says that cleaning was his first proportion. Second was resting. Third was learning. And fourth, he is eating. Okay, so we will not be filling this 40 pieces because that would take too long. And thank you, Miss Trisha, Miss Eliado, and Mr. Gazon for the cooperation. So, how do you find the game, class? Okay, so you find it interesting, you find it cooperative. Yes, very good. As you can see, we have here an interaction between me. I can interact to you. You can interact to your classmates. Yes, thank you for that. Okay, so we have here the last activity. And this will be groupings. So the class will be divided into 2 groups which transcode the information from the given nonlinear text to a linear text. Okay, so group 1 here, group 2 here. Go to your groups, but don't make a noise. Okay, so I will give you 10 seconds to go to your groups. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Don't make any noise. 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so you can make a circle or either you just face one another. Okay, so okay, let's proceed. So these are the pie chart and the bar graph that you will be transcoding. Okay, so group 1, you have this. Okay, and group 2, you have this. Okay, so I will be giving you 3 minutes to transcode that, and you will discuss it to the class, okay? The time starts now. You are done? Yes, thank you. That was so fast. So let me have your bar graph and pie chart. Okay, so yes, the group 1 and the group 2. Okay. From here, we can clearly see that the pie was all about how much water do we use. Okay? And the bar graph here is the most used technology. Right? Group 2 and the group 1 here has their bar graph and their pie charts. Okay, so the group 2 here shows that the water they used for washing their clothes was 40%. So, right, we all use much water for washing our clothes because why not? We all wash our clothes every day. And next is for bath. So, yes, we normally use a large amount of water when we take a bath because we have to clean our best hygiene. And next is comfort room. And the 15% is cooking. So that's a total of 100%. So I can see here that, yes, I can clearly see that they have proportioned their water carefully, that they don't have any other option than washing clothes, bath, cooking, and comfort room. So that's pretty like, they're really saving water. Okay, so next here, group 1, we have the most used technology. So it shows here that numbers of users in the millions. And here we have the 1 million, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And that rows shows numbers in millions. And this here shows the technologies that used. Okay, so here we have computer. 4.5 million of users, of TV users are, the users of computer is 4.5 millions, and the users of TV is 6 millions, and the user of telephone shows about 7 millions. So, as you can see, the telephone has the highest amount of users. And next we have radio. So the radio was like 3.8 million of users. And the iPad is 1.5 million users. So maybe iPad is way too expensive to be used, right? And next we have the webcam, which is nearly 1 million of users. So as you can see here, bar graph helps us to identify the data given, right? We can clearly see that it was first like on the middle, then it goes higher and higher, and it suddenly goes down and lower to the lowest. Okay, so that was our activity. So get to know me. This will be our final activity, okay? So the direction is, you will be given a blank paper. With it, you will make either a pie chart or bar graph and fill it only with how you spend your day, your time in a day. You will both present your chart, and you will present your partner's chart, and he will present yours. You have 5 minutes to discuss and fill out your graphs. Okay, so take your time, and I will be taking this. Are you done? Okay, so first, who will be the first partner to present their bar graph or pie charts of how they spent their day, their time in a day? Okay, so we have Miss Eliado. Okay, Miss Eliado and Miss Davis. Wow, very good. So that's how you spend your day. You sleep, you eat, you rest. What else? Wow, you also do your modules. Very good. Let's give a round of applause for that. And who will be next? Yes, Miss. Okay, so we have here Mr. We can see that he is participating. So, what was your pie chart all about? Yes, very good. It is all about how you spend your day. Okay, so how do you spend your day, Mr. How you spend your day again? Okay, so you spend your day playing Mobile Legend. What else? Basketball. What else? How do you spend your day? Okay, so very good. Thank you for that. That was a very nice cooperation. Thank you. And here I have question. Is there any difference about the process of transcoding of information from linear text to a nonlinear text and transcoding information from nonlinear text to a linear text? Okay, Mr. Sarili, I can see that you're raising your hand. Okay, so you have to support your answer for this, okay? Okay, so what's your explanation to this? Yes, very good. We can simply identify the difference by looking at the diagram that we have seen, right? From transcoding, the process of transcoding information from linear text to a linear text is way too different, right? It's way too far, it's way too different from transcoding the information from nonlinear text to linear text. Okay, so how do we transcode this? Those are very simple, okay? If you can see that there is a bar graph or a pie chart, that is in nonlinear text, right? And when you see a story, an essay, and I want you to transcode that into a nonlinear text, that's how we simply transcode those information from either nonlinear text to a linear text. Okay, so direction, study the graph. We have here a quiz. You will get 1/4 sheet of paper and transcode the information from nonlinear text to a linear text. So you have 5 minutes to do this. Okay, so you have to take your time because we will about to end. Okay, so take your time, guys. Five minutes won't take too long, so I want you to answer peacefully, and you will have to answer on your own. You don't have to copy because this may look the same, but you just have to answer. Okay. Okay, so time's up. You will be checking your answers right away, okay? So I want you to exchange your papers to your seatmate, either left or right. You just have to change papers. Okay, so we have here, I will be giving 5 points additional to those who will be transcoding this information, okay? So you have 2 chances, okay? Okay, right, Mr. Viola. How do you transcode this? So, yes, very good. This is a pie chart of wildlife population in 2018. So, you can clearly see here that it was well proportioned into trees. It shows here bears, dolphins, and whales. But the dolphins shows 42% and bears shows 29%, same as the whales. Okay, please, Mr. Diola, put 5 plus 5 in your paper. And another one, let's get another one. Let's have, let's transcode the ice cream sold in scoops. I need another hand, and if you want to get another 5 points for this, you just have to transcode the information. Okay, so I can see some hands, but I need the other hands. Other hands, please. Mr. Asombrado. Okay. Yes, very good. This is the scoops sold in month. Okay. So May shows that maybe a 55 or 54 scoop of ice cream was sold in May, and it raises to 150 scoops at June, and it raises way too high, like a double or triple from July, because it says here 390, and from August it like decreases into 225 scoops ice cream sold, and you have the September, the lowest ice cream sold. Okay, so we simply transcode that into explaining and getting the information, right? So, Mr. Asombrado, please add 5 points to your paper because I will be recording that right away. So, raise your hands if you got 5, the score of 5. Wow, I can see a few hands here that was not raised. Okay, so 4. Okay, I can still see hands. Okay, so I want you to pass that. Mr. Guzon, please collect the paper. Okay, so yes, the quiz was easy, right? It's so easy that we just have to simply transcode nonlinear information to a linear text. Okay, so I have here an assignment. The assignment is, you will study on how to determine author's purpose. Okay? You can see this at your page. You will just simply have to scan it and pass it for our next meeting. Okay, so do you have any questions about our topic for today? Do you have any questions about how to transcode nonlinear text to a linear text? Was that clear? Have you learned today? Right? That was a very charming answer from you, Miss Christina. Okay, so thank you. And with that, I wanted to say thank you for listening for today and for participating. That's all for today, class. Thank you and have a nice day.